Black Friday is right around the corner, and right now is the time to get your Google Ads campaigns ready. I've been running an e-commerce Google Ads agency for over 12 years now, and during that time I've developed a playbook for Black Friday Google Ads that will ensure you get the absolute most amount of sales possible that you can from Google Ads this Black Friday. So stick with me because I'm going to show you every Google Ads tactic that you need for Black Friday. We're going to upgrade your shopping ads with strike-through pricing, sale badges, and promotions. We'll add timers and promotional messages all across our search campaigns, and we're going to master our bids and budget management so that we don't leave any money on the table. All right, all that and more coming right up, so let's dive right in. Okay, here we are with the Black Friday Google Ads playbook. This is everything you need to be doing or could be doing to promote Black Friday in Google Ads. So let's start off with, first and foremost, strike-through pricing plus sale badge. So this is going to apply to your Google Shopping ads. Now, if you're running e-commerce Google Ads, Google Shopping is going to be the lion's share of your ad spend and revenue. So you really want to focus on making sure that your Black Friday promotion is showing properly in Google Shopping. So strike-through pricing and sale badge is the simplest and most straightforward way of doing this. It's going to look like this. It's going to look like a sale badge coming up here, and it's going to look like the original price is struck through and then the new sale price is written there next to it. And this is the easiest way of doing it, of promoting your Black Friday promotion. For a lot of you, it's going to be handled automatically. What you need to make sure is basically that you have the sale price attribute is updated correctly in your product feed and in Google Merchant Center. And it needs to be, you need to update the sale price into the sale price attribute and have that separate to the price attribute. So the price attribute should be showcasing the original price, and then your sale price should be put in a completely different field in the feed, which is the sale price. Now, for most of you, like if you're running Shopify and you've got a good feed management tool, or maybe you're just plugging Shopify directly into Google Merchant Center, a lot of this will be handled automatically for you. You just update the sale price in Shopify or your e-commerce platform, and then that should automatically get updated into Google Merchant Center, into your product feed, assuming that is all set up to automatically update. You just need to check a few things to make sure this is working correctly. You can go into Google Merchant Center and you can check in the feed that sale prices are coming through correctly. So when it comes into Google Merchant Center, it should look like this. You should see your items, old price there struck through and the new price there. And if we look at how it appears in the feed, so the feed has two different fields for your price. One of the fields is going to be your price field there, and then you want the sale price represented separately in the sale price feed there. A lot of this should happen automatically. And the other thing you need to check is just that you meet the requirements. So this is important, and this applies to you if you've been discounting all the time. So some of my clients are just running discounts all the time, and if that's you, then you need to be aware of these requirements. So these are the requirements to make sure the sale badge and strike-through price show up correctly. Most of these are easy. They're just going to apply to you, right? The sale price must be lower than the base price, of course. It must be between 5 to 90%. That's going to apply to most of you. And original price and sale price should be displayed on the landing page. Okay, yep, that should be true. Here's the bit you just need to be aware of, especially if you've been running sale prices or discounting a lot or really frequently on your site. You need to have been running the base price for a certain amount of time for Google to display this in shopping results. If you're just discounting all the time, Google's eventually going to go, that's not a real discount. You're just using it all the time, and it won't show your discount. So if you are discounting a lot and very often, just be aware of this. If you are in the USA, you need to have been running the base price for at least 5 days within the past 30 days, or 15 days within the past 200 days. And if you're running sale prices all the time, then doing that will enable you to be able to show the sale prices during Black Friday. So just make sure you're prepared. The rules are slightly different outside of the USA. So for Australia, Brazil, UK, all these countries here, the rule is you need to show the base price for 30 days within the past 200 days. Again, it doesn't need to be consecutive days. So that is the simplest option you can use for just straight up price decreases on your products. Google Merchant Center promotions. So this is how they're going to look when they are set up on your shopping ads. It's going to be a detail of your promotion down here. So this is where you can actually get a bit more fancy and complicated. Like if your deal isn't just a straight up price discount, like if it's $5 off with $100 plus, or if there's a coupon code that needs to be applied, if you've got specific requirements, then Merchant Center Promotions is how you would do it. They usually are going to show a sale badge up here as well. It didn't show in this example, but when you set this up correctly, the way it displays these days, it also shows the promotion up here as well. Okay, so you need to come into your Google Merchant Center account, and then here on the left-hand sidebar under Marketing, find Promotions. Click on this button here to add a new promotion and click Create Promotion. And make sure your country and language are correct, and here is where you can put in the dates of the promotion. So let's put in a start date. Let's say this Monday until that Monday. So here's where you can put in your dates. Make sure your date is scheduled correctly. Yes, we're advertising an online store, so no need to change that. And this is what I mean when I say you can get a bit more fancy with the requirements. Like you've got the option to just do a straight percentage off, or you can do an amount off, or a discount range, or cashback, free shipping, free gift. So this is how you would set it up. 30% off, percentage off, and you can limit the quantity of items that they can buy. You can limit the amount of money back that they can get. You can set purchase requirements if there's a number of items or purchases that they need to complete. And there's eligibility requirements that you can customize as well. You can say if it's only on the first order, or if they sign up for email, or custom requirements. You can customize exactly the details here. And when you've done customizing this, click Next. You're going to see a little preview of how the promotion is going to look on your shopping ads. And over here, you can now filter for specific products that you want to promote. You can use filters in your product feeds to specify which products this is running for. And you can set up multiple promotions, right? So if you've got one promotion for one product category and a different promotion for a different product category, then just set up 2 separate promotions within Google Merchant Center. You can do multiple promotions. You're not limited to just doing one. So I'm just going to choose all products. I'm just doing a simple example here, and promotion title and ID. So the promotion title is something that your customers will see. So just write something that makes sense and is descriptive here. I'll just go with Black Friday deal, and they will be able to see this when they click open your shopping ads. Black Friday deal, that's where they would see it there, the promotional title. They'll see a promotion code as well. So this is where you can put in the code that you want them to use. So let's just go with BF25. And then promotion ID, the customer won't see this at all. The promotion ID is just for your internal reference. So just put in a code or a reference that will just remind you which deal this was. So let's just say BF, let's say this was my all products promotion and it was for 25. Put whatever you want in here. This is just for your own reference. Click save, and now you're good to go. That promotion is going to run on the scheduled dates, and I highly recommend you do schedule this ahead of schedule, because it can take a couple of days to get these promoted, and you don't want to make the mistake that some people make of setting this up like the day before or on Black Friday, clicking save, and then Google takes a while to approve it, or maybe Google disapproves it and you have to fix something, right? Do this ahead of schedule, please, guys, because approval issues do sometimes happen. Okay, that was Merchant Center Promotions. Let's talk about promotion assets, what used to be called extensions, but they're now called assets. So this is how they are going to look. So set up your promotion assets, because that's going to apply on all your search campaigns, no matter where you're running them, whether it's a dedicated search campaign or whether it's your PMAX campaign. And it's going to show like this. It's going to show a little extension there at the bottom of your ad, and you can completely customize this, and you can add a schedule once again as well. So let's go through how to do this together. In your Google Ads account, you want to come over here to where it says Assets. Click on Assets, and you can like filter this screen so you can see what assets you've got set up. We're going to set up this one, Promotion Assets. So click on the plus button, come down here to Promotion, and now here's where you can customize everything. And I recommend you just set this to account level if your promotion is running. If it's something that you want all your campaigns to display, just set this at account level, and then what's going to happen is this is going to apply to all your campaigns. It's going to apply to all your search campaigns or your PMAX campaign. Anywhere where you're running search ads, this promotion asset will now be able to display. You can, of course, also set it to campaign or ad group. Normally for Black Friday, for a lot of our clients, we're just setting it to account level though, because our Black Friday deal applies to all campaigns. So we are going to create a new one, and under occasion, you actually get to choose Black Friday. So go for that. And you can choose the type of promotion. So let's just say I'm doing my 30% off. And the thing to note here is that the two previous methods I showed you are specific to shopping ads. They're not going to change your search text ads. So you need to do this method in order to get your promotion on your search text ads as well. Now here under item, this is where you can write down which products or categories this promotion applies to. So if it's for a specific product category, like your whey protein supplements, you can write that in here. Okay, it goes above the character limit. Whey protein. So like if you write whey protein, then the promotion asset will show like this. It'll show Black Friday, 30% off all whey proteins you would want to put. So if it's for a specific category, you can write that in here. If it's for all products, you can just write that in here. And you can tell the customers what items this particular promotion is applying to. Then you can put a final URL in here. So if there's a specific page you need to direct them to, or if you're just going to direct them to the homepage, that's fine. If it's for all products, you maybe want to direct them to your bestsellers landing page or your Black Friday landing page if you've set one of those up, which is a good idea that I also recommend you do if you can. But let's just put homepage as an example, but you want to put the most relevant final URL for whatever discount or promotion you're promoting up here. And then for promotion details, this is where you can get a bit more specific. Once again, if there are conditions such as a promo code, or if it's for orders over, or if there's a barcode you want to put in, you can do all that here. I'm just going to leave that blank. I'm just going to pretend that this is my all products 30% off promotion. And here again, we have the dates. Now this is the dates that will be displayed to the customer. So you can put in the dates like this. So let's say we're going from there over to there. So put in the dates here, and then that is what is going to be displayed to the customer. And that is different to the dates that you run the promotion asset from. So down here under advanced options, you probably don't need to do URL options, but if you are using tracking templates, you can input those in here. And under advanced options, you can do asset scheduling. So this is where you can run the schedule for when the asset will show. And it doesn't have to be the same as the dates of validity. So let's say we actually run this asset earlier, and then we go to the same end date. So now what's going to happen is a week earlier, before my promotion even starts, I'm going to start promoting my Black Friday deal that is upcoming, right? So it's going to display here, and it doesn't show the date on this placement, but on certain placements, it will show the exact date of, yeah, here you go. So it will show that it's valid from this date, but I can also choose to promote it prior to the date if I want to build awareness and build some recognition for my Black Friday deal ahead of schedule. Of course, you don't have to do that, and you can just run it from the exact dates where the promotion is active. You can set your days and hours here, click save, and you're done. Right, next up we have sale headline assets. So let's go out to all campaigns, assets. Now when I click plus, I will see the headline option, which I didn't see before because I was inside a Performance Max campaign. Then you can select which campaign you want to apply this to. So let's just say I'm going to select these campaigns here. I would probably just select all my search campaigns, all the campaigns that are active that show up in here. And then now we can add our headlines. So you can add the headlines to the campaign level, and you don't get to add it to the account level like you do with some other assets. So you can add it to all your search campaigns in one go, and then we're going to have to separately set up the headlines for our PMax campaign. So let's say Black Friday deals now on. So you don't have to do just one headline, you can do multiple headlines. So I might just do one headline that says Black Friday deals now on, and then I might come in and set up a separate headline that then says 30% off on whey protein or 30% off on all products. You're not limited just with one headline. I'm just going to set up one headline as an example here. And then you've got some options here. And once again, very handy to do, you can schedule these headlines to run at the exact date of your Black Friday promotions, so that automatically scheduled ahead of schedule, it'll start promoting your Black Friday deal in your headlines across your search ads. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't work for PMax campaigns. So let's show you what you need to do for PMax campaigns. I'm going to come into this PMax campaign here, and In PMax, if we try and set up a headline asset, you'll see it's not available. Headline assets don't apply to PMax campaigns, but what you do instead is just manually customize your headlines. From your asset groups, click on View Details. You might be in table mode over here, and you can just tab over to Summary mode here and click on View Details here. Okay, so now I've filtered for all my headlines, and what you can do here is just choose a nice long date range and order in descending order of cost, because Google will be spending more on the headlines that actually perform and convert. So if something is not spending very much, scroll all the way to the bottom, your low spending headlines down here. These are the ones that are potentially not performing quite as well. Google isn't spending as much on them, and that's for a reason. So I would choose the headlines at the bottom of the list here, the ones that have spent the least, and I would customize them here. So you can just literally get rid of the old headline and put in your Black Friday deals now on, or you can put in your 30% off all products. Again, you're not limited to just one headline. So you could choose like the 3 or 4 least spending headlines, switch them out to your Black Friday headlines, and then just run those for the period of the Black Friday sale. And then you need to do that for each PMax campaign that you have. So a bit more work than your search campaigns, which can be done all in one go. But I highly recommend you do that so that you get your Black Friday promotion in just one more place in Google Ads. All right, next up, Black Friday site links, and this is something you can set up at the account level that's going to apply to your search ads and Performance Max as well. So this isn't annoying like the headlines where we have to separately customize them for Performance Max. And site links will show up like this below your ad, and they generally show up quite big. So all of these things down here are site links. So let's go into how to do that. Again, this is going to be under Assets. Click on Assets there and click on, and let's just make sure we're on all campaigns. I was inside a Performance Max campaign. Assets, click on the plus button, go over to Site Links. And here on Site Links, you can see we can set these at the account level. So we can quickly add in some site links for Black Friday that are going to promote our Black Friday deal all across the account. So let me just fill this in really quickly here. Okay, so here I've just filled in the details of my Black Friday deal, and you want to customize this to be specific to your Black Friday deal, obviously. And what you can do here is you can also set up multiple site links. So you're not limited to just one. You can potentially put in one site link for your overall offer. And then what you can do is you can maybe have another site link to focus on a particular best seller. So you could highlight the discount on a best-selling product here. And you can also do site links for product categories. So you can say, all whey protein supplements, currently X amount off. And you can add multiple site links, but feel free to go to town on these and get creative. You can go up to 20 site links. I recommend that everyone just have 20 site links active at all times throughout the year, because they show up big on your ads, they boost your overall click-through rate. And then for Black Friday, maybe go for 4 or 5, swap out your lowest 4 or 5 performing site links and swap them out for Black Friday specific site links. And then once again, if we go under advanced URL options, advanced options, you've got start date and end date. So again, we can set these to run ahead of schedule using asset scheduling so that we can prepare in advance, and then we know those site links are just going to go out on our Black Friday promotion dates. Okay, next up we have countdown timers. These are dynamic timers that you can put into your search ads. So here's an example here, and then in this ad example, that 5 hours would actually be dynamic. It would be counting down to the specific time, right? So what you can do here is before the sale, you can add a countdown timer to the start of the sale. So Black Friday sale coming in X amount of days. And you can also do during the sale, you can add a countdown timer to the end of the sale. So these just add urgency and get people more urgently interested in clicking on your ads. Let's show you how to do these. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to come into your search campaign. Let's open up this campaign here. Come over to ads and click on create a new ad or edit an existing ad. I'm just going to create a new ad as an example. Okay, so let's say I'm creating a new ad or editing an example ad. You want to come into your headline here, and then what you can do is add in this curly bracket And then you get these options here. So let me just zoom in so you can see exactly which. Can you see that? That curly bracket there. Okay. So then you can do keyword insertion, countdown, or location insertion. So let's do countdown. And then we can set the end date for our countdown. So let's say we are going to put the end date there. You can choose start of day, end of day, or custom time for it. And you can set how soon before the countdown timer should start in your ads. And you can choose account time zone or add viewers time zone. Normally better to use add viewers time zone. So let's click that. And now we have our countdown timer here. So this countdown timer now is going to look like this. It's going to look like in 5 hours, or it's going to look like in 5 days, whatever is the remaining amount of time. So then you just customize what you want around that. So you could say sale ends in, and it will show up correctly. So actually, no, it's not going to show the in, it's just going to show the 5 hours or 5 days. So you would put in here, sale ends in. So you'd put in here something like sale ends in, and then it will insert the amount of time right after the text that you put in here. And that will be a dynamic countdown timer that is now going to showcase the exact time that your sale ends. Really drives urgency, helps the click-through rate of your ads a whole lot. So highly recommend you do that. All right, now let's talk about budgets and bid strategies, because this is really important. And I often see advertisers stumble on this block because they just weren't prepared and they didn't know what was going to happen on Black Friday. So this is just an example of one of our clients where you just really see both the spend, the revenue, the ROAS all go crazy during Black Friday. So just be prepared, right? Like, I think most e-commerce advertisers should be running on a target ROAS. And if you're running on target ROAS, you always want your daily budget to be a chunk higher than your daily spend. So let's say your daily spend is there. You want your daily budget up here so that there's always room for the campaign to spend more in those days where it can get more sales, right? It should be your target ROAS that is limiting your spend, not your daily budget. Your target ROAS should be on track, like whatever you're trying to hit, 400, 500, 300. Target ROAS should be on track. And if target ROAS is on track, then daily budget should always be higher than daily spend. So I normally like to say that during normal times, you should be on a stable target ROAS that's hitting your goal. And then daily budget, you just normally want that about 50% higher than your average daily spend. That way you're not limiting the campaign by budget, and you're always ready to capture those random surge days that could happen any time of the year. Spend can go up, revenue can go up. Spend will only go up on days where Google thinks, I can make more money today. So it's safe to do that, right? When you're on a stable target ROAS. Black Friday though, you want a whole lot more daily budget. So I would normally say daily budget at least 250% higher than your daily spend. Be prepared, right? And even then, sometimes you can be shocked at just how much more spend and revenue you can make during Black Friday. So just setting your daily budgets ahead of schedule and making sure you're on the right target ROAS is not enough. You also need to monitor daily during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, because you might still hit your budget cap. And if you hit your budget cap, generally it's going to be at a really good ROAS for you, because Black Friday just performs so strong. So if you're hitting your budget cap, then just raise it further. You want to monitor your daily budget in case even this isn't enough, in case that it surprises you even more than this, right? Be monitoring daily. Like with my clients, we're monitoring like throughout the day, like every few hours, just to make sure that we're always on track and we always have a budget high enough to capture all those extra sales. And then of course, after the sale, don't forget to cut your budgets back down. If you leave your budgets really high, you could overspend. Google is actually going to want to try to overspend a little bit after Black Friday. So we're going to talk in a minute about how to stop that from happening. But yeah, just don't forget at the end to cut your budgets back down to whatever was the average that you had before. Hey guys, before I dive into my next strategy, I just want to let you know that if you need a team of experts to come in and manage your Google ads for you, well, check out my agency over at bigflare.com. We're a small team that's generated over $150 million in revenue for our e-commerce clients. All my resident Google Ads experts on my team have over 10 years of experience, so you can rest assured that you are working with true experts in the field. If you click the link in the description below this video, you can book a time to talk with me personally. I'll do a free audit of your Google Ads account, and then you'll be able to see exactly where the money-making opportunities are. And if I think we're a good fit, I'll give you a quote and show you what working together could look like. If you're interested in that, link is in the description below the video. And now let's get back to our Black Friday strategies. Okay, next up I was going to talk about preloading your top of funnel audience, but actually I just mentioned about cutting your daily budgets down and making sure Google doesn't overspend after Black Friday, which can happen. So let's talk about this instead. Data exclusions, guys. So this is how it looks in Google Ads. There's an exclusions tab here under bid adjustments, and you can set up exclusions, which are basically you telling Google Ads to ignore the recent conversion data. So you can see we did this in this account for like Black Friday the past couple of years. And the thing is, right, Google's bidding algorithm, it does know that it's Black Friday. It does know that this is a seasonal time of year, and it does know that during this time conversion rates are going to go up. So the algorithm is already kind of programmed to respond correctly to Black Friday. It already knows that during this time of year it should bid higher because it's going to get higher conversion rates. And then in theory, according to what Google tells us about how the bidding algorithm works, after Black Friday it will just know to reduce the bids back down to a normal level so that you don't overspend. In practice, that doesn't always happen. In fact, what happens in practice for a lot of advertisers is even after Black Friday is over, if you just trust the bidding algorithm to get it right on its own, it doesn't quite do it fast enough. It does do it, just not fast enough. It can take like 3, 4, 5 days. It can take up to a week before it gets those CPC bids back down to where they should be, right? So a thing you can do to help with this, to help stop Google from overspending right after Black Friday, is a data exclusion. And one thing I need to tell you guys is that even with the data exclusion, Google can still overspend after Black Friday. The data exclusion will make the offense slightly less bad. It won't overspend as much. It won't overbid as much after Black Friday. But you tend to still get a bit of overbidding even with the data exclusion. But the data exclusion helps. So let's go through how to set it up. Here on the left-hand sidebar, you want to come to Tools and then come to Budgets and Bidding and go to Adjustments. So this is where you find Adjustments. And you've got seasonality adjustments. This is for when you have a sale that Google doesn't know about. So if you're doing a sale period that's specific to you, it's not like Black Friday, it's not an event on the calendar that Google knows about, then you can put in details of your sale in here so that Google knows when to bid a bit higher and when to bid back down again. That's not what we're doing here though. We want to add a data exclusion, and you can do that here. You can click the plus button and put in a name for your exclusion. Description is totally optional, and then you want to put in the dates that you ran your Black Friday promotion. So let's say I ran it from there all the way over to there. And you can choose the scope. Now, normally this is going to affect your whole account, right? During Black Friday, your whole account conversion rate is going to go up, and then afterwards it's going to come back down to its normal level. So you can just choose to put it across everything here, or you can choose specific campaigns if you want. And then devices, this is like, you can choose certain devices. This is more for if your conversion tracking broke, like sometimes your conversion tracking broke on, maybe it was just on mobiles, so you can input that here. Normally data exclusions are done for when like conversion tracking is broken or wrong. You want to tell Google not to use that period of time to optimize the bids with. Don't use that data because the conversion tracking was wrong. But you can use this same feature to tell Google that, ignore that Black Friday period. Don't overbid my cost per clicks bids on my ads because conversion rates were higher in Black Friday. So this is where you do that, right? Click save, and then it's going to exclude that period of data from its decision-making process in the bidding algorithm going down the line, right? So do this after Black Friday. After Black Friday is over, when you're back to normal, add a data exclusion. Okay, and last couple of things, preload your top of funnel audience. So TOF means top of funnel. This one here isn't for everyone. This is for you if you are currently running top of funnel audiences, top of funnel traffic. So what do I mean by this? Well, there are different ways of visualizing the funnel and deciding what is top of funnel and what is bottom of funnel. I just like a really simple approach. A really simple approach that I use is just to think of Google Ads, search, shopping, retargeting. Think of them as bottom of the funnel. They are closer to the decision point when people are already solution and problem aware and they're looking for you, they're looking for this type of product. That is more bottom of funnel, right? Now, what some of you watching this video will be doing is not just doing bottom of funnel traffic, not just doing Google search, shopping and retargeting, but some of you watching this are going to be doing top of funnel traffic as well. You might be doing YouTube, you might be doing Facebook ads, you might be doing video, or you might be doing demand gen. So preloading your top of funnel audience, this is a strategy I only recommend if you are already running top of funnel traffic, right? I don't recommend doing this if you're not already running top of funnel traffic. If you're running top of funnel traffic successfully, you might want to consider preloading your audience. What do I mean by this? Very simply, I mean spending more, cranking up your budget in the build up to Black Friday. This is something we're doing with a number of our clients who are spending big on demand gen. And the goal here is to preload our funnel. Like, you spend more so you get more and more people into your site at the awareness stage. Once they are into your site, you can now retarget them. So the whole point of this is to build up your retargeting audience so that during Black Friday, you can now convert those users on your retargeting audience. It can work really well if you've got a really strong offer and the kind of product and offer that people are going to be waiting around for the Black Friday deal. This can work really, really well. So, if you're running top of funnel campaigns, consider cranking up your budget. And when you do this, the best way to do it is if you can have looser performance targets during this crank up phase, right? So you really got to be confident that your Black Friday ads and your Black Friday campaign and your Black Friday retargeting are going to deliver. And if you have that confidence, you can choose to run looser performance targets. So what does that mean? That might mean like maybe normally in demand gen and Facebook ads, you look for a 300% ROAS. Well, in your pre-Black Friday top of funnel loading campaign, you might let that come down as low as 200% ROAS or even lower, right? Whatever you can afford to do, assuming that the size of your Black Friday retargeting and promotion is going to be big enough to capitalize on all this, right? You can run looser performance targets at a higher spend in order to load your funnel, load your retargeting audiences, get more people onto your site that you can target later. And then what you're going to do is during your actual Black Friday promotion, you hit your retargeting list hard. That's when you crank up the budget on retargeting. You make sure you've got really excellent ad imagery and videos and targeting in your retargeting campaign. And that is how you can then unload the funnel. So you can kind of think of it as pre-Black Friday, load the funnel with higher budgets in top of funnel, and then during Black Friday, unload the funnel, capitalize on that audience you've built by really, really hitting the retargeting very hard. And then Black Friday retargeting. So for your retargeting activity in Google Ads in Black Friday, you want to be getting Black Friday specific imagery and videos into your retargeting campaign. And I did highlight and bolden videos here because these days in Google Ads, video retargeting just tends to work a whole lot better than display retargeting. Display retargeting would be these images, like image-based retargeting like that. We call this display retargeting. I would add Black Friday specific retargeting creative in image and video format. But I really focus on getting good videos in there. If you have video production capacity, video retargeting is probably going to work a lot better than the image retargeting. But both of them can work, both of them can be effective. If you are just running PMax and you don't have a separate retargeting campaigns, then just get your Black Friday images and videos, your creative, into your Performance Max asset groups. Add them in during during the Black Friday promotion. Performance Max will then know to use those images and videos in your retargeting. You won't be able to control the spend as much, but hey, it's better than nothing. And this is the sort of pros and cons of PMax. You chose PMax and you are choosing to have less control. So at least doing this will get you some retargeting activity within your PMax campaign if you're not already running retargeting as a dedicated campaign. Black Friday is a huge time of year, but of course, there's things you can be doing at any time of the year to optimize your Google Ads return on ad spend. So if you want to see all my best ROAS boosting Google Ads strategies condensed into just 15 minutes, well, check out this video right up here, and I'm going to walk you through exactly that.